Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Wholesale Holiday Lighting by Giannini at 162 Ocean Avenue in Lindenhurst, 631-957-5106. Your complete holiday lighting specialist to take care of all your decorating needs. And on the first day of meteorological spring, also brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, 631-756-1125. The website is omnitruevalue.com, and they are getting ready for spring. It means mulch, it means topsoil, gravel, whatever you need. Omni True Value Hardware has it, and both are local businesses, so support your local businesses. Meanwhile, we are seeing, well, March usually comes in on the howling side, and we're going to have some wind issues later today and tonight. We have wind advisories up for much of Pennsylvania, much of Maryland, also northern Delaware, all of New Jersey, moving up clear across Long Island, the Hudson Valley, southern New England, and a high wind warning up for an area up in the upper Hudson Valley and along I-90. Back toward Albany and on up to Schenectady and Utica, where winds could gust over 50 miles an hour. In the advisory area, we're looking at wind gusts of about 45 miles an hour, not out of the question. All of this is due to the fact that we've got a cold front that is passing through, and you can see on the satellite loop, we still have some clouds to work through, some cloud issues, and the last of the rain on the radar is pushing offshore. This radar, as of 10 a.m., we're seeing those rains now moving to the east, still a couple of some leftover precip to the northwest, and then we could be on our way to improving weather conditions once this cold front moves on through. It's actually two fronts. We have this first cold front that will be working through over during the midday hours, then a second front right behind it, and that brings in some very cold air. We've got a high coming down from Canada, where lows this morning were in the double digits below zero, just north of the U.S. border, and below zero temperatures across Minnesota and North Dakota. So this is not too shabby a cold air shot. And now, of course, the pressure gradient is going to be tightening up with this low that's moving into eastern Canada and finding its way over to Nova Scotia. So the bottom line is that we will see those winds pick up as we move through this afternoon and into tonight. WPC with the rainfall outlook for the next 7 days. This is still a bit front end loaded from when they drew the map from earlier today, but when we check it again later today, and we take out what's going on at the moment, we're going to find that much of the northeast and northern mid-Atlantic states will see little or no precipitation over the next week. So we're getting into a dry pattern, and we're getting into a cold pattern for the next 7 days. We have blocking, and I know this winter weather lovers and snow lovers might be jumping up and down, but we have the kind of blocking in a way that we had back in January, where the blocking is too strong, and that means weather systems are going to wind up getting suppressed to the south. Here's our cold front, goes on through. You can see the pressure gradient there, a lot of isobars, the low in Nova Scotia, the high in Iowa, big pressure change, relatively short distance, and we're talking strong winds for this afternoon, and cold air too, because by morning, temperatures will be in the teens to low 20s just about everywhere, and high temperatures tomorrow only in the low to mid 30s, which for this time of year is about 10 degrees below average. Now this high goes out. You'll notice on Wednesday, there's a wave that goes off the southeast coast. That can't move up the east coast because the flow is from the northwest and the block that's out to the northeast of us. So that low gets shoved out underneath. We will see another cold high building in for Thursday and Friday. The northerly winds will strengthen again. This shot of cold air is not quite as cold as the one we're getting for tonight into Tuesday, but it's cold enough certainly with below average temperatures. And notice, very dry. We were watching this over the weekend because the models were relaxing the block, this low that's coming out of Texas, and taking it up the East Coast. But since then, with the models showing the block too strong, that low gets suppressed way to the south into the Gulf of Mexico, well off the Florida coast, and never gets here. So if this works out according to plan, we could be dry right through the weekend. And then next week, with a ridge off the East Coast and a southwest flow that develops over the course of a couple of days, we could see warmer temperatures here going above normal for much of next week. In fact, one front approaches and never quite makes it. A little bit of a backdoor cold front there in the longer term. But the bottom line is that if the block is strong this week, any storm systems pass to our south, and then after the block breaks down, we'll see the high go off the East Coast, and we could enjoy some rather nice warmer weather for next week. So something to look forward to. Meanwhile, we're just going to point out that we're going to keep our eyes on the models over the next couple of days. If it decides that the block will weaken enough to allow something to creep up the coast, doesn't look like that's going to happen, but I just want to leave the door open ever so slightly. So Weather in 5 today brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, your source for everything you need to get ready for spring and get your yard in ship shape with mulch, topsoil, sand, and much more. 631-756-1125, 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, and omnitruevalue.com is the website. And also our sponsors at Wholesale Holiday Lighting by Giannini at 162 Ocean Avenue in Lindenhurst. 631-957-5106, the phone number there to meet all your holiday lighting needs. They're holiday lighting specialists, and the website is liholidaylighting.com. The Joe and Joe Weather Show tonight at 7:30. We'll take a look at what the daytime models are telling us, go over everything regarding the wind advisories and the high wind warnings, and we'll take you through the rest of the week and into the weekend. That's at 7:30 on my YouTube channel, which bears my name, Joe Cioffi. Have a great day.